YouTube. So this week's video, we were going to originally do a walk around of the AMG GTS. The weather has just not been on our side. We wanted to get some extra drone footage. We wanted to get, you know what it's like. When the weather's that bad, there's just no point getting the car out. It's not going to be a good representation. It's just going to be filthy. We're not going to be able to, do with it what we wanted to do. So instead what I'm going to do is a bit of a waiting room and workshop walk around so that you guys can see what it's like here. You know, we're a small business, but we try and make our customers as comfortable as possible. So let me just move some bits out of the way. So we have, if I start at the beginning, sorry, I've been doing a little bit of cleaning up this morning. So, little kitchenette where we offer, we've got cold drinks in the fridge, tea, coffee. We've always got some sweeties and biscuits and stuff around. And then the main waiting room. So, just try to make it as comfortable as we can. We've got some memorabilia kind of stuff. Really just to make it a bit of a man cave. So, got some point of sale stuff for a Krapovich, customers 458 challenge car, turn that into a wheel table. Got to have a V8 table, can't really see it because I've got, there we go. Customers usually sit, chill out, watch a bit of Netflix. Tim Shmee kindly gave us some of his little bits and bobs, some of his Shmee cars, another little fridge with some beers in. Then we've got, comfy there, little NOS bottles. Got that idea from the guys over at the Shmuseum. Tim kindly sent us out a little shmoo. PS5 with Fanatec set up. Customers love jumping on Gran Turismo. And I got the PSVR 2 as well. That's so much fun. That really is. It's a little bit 50-50 with that, because with the older VR, the occasional customer would feel a little bit car sick. That PSVR 2 is such a jump. It's pretty much 50-50. Customers either love it or they get really car sick from it. So what I'll probably do is I'll film a little bit of that a little bit later, me on it, running with the VR. What else have we got? Oh yeah, someone pinched me a Bentley mat from Crew. Another little wheel table. This is off the 2016 Force India F1 car. I want to say it's Perez's. I think it was Perez's, off of Perez's car, sorry. I've got the certificates and stuff for that, so that's pretty cool. And then, basically, some little arty pieces. My brother's old C63, Southend Sharks that we sponsor, rugby team. Ollie's kit that we sell for him, carbon fibre plates. Couple of customers got this made for me of the day when we had Shmee's SS Blackseries in, air filter from a Aventador system. So it's basically, we got all this redone. It was myself and a friend, Darren, who we gutted it all and extended it and rebuilt it all before the dyno even actually went in, because we wanted to make sure that customers, they come in, depending on the car, they might be here 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours. So it's basically just to make it as comfortable as possible for them. But what I'll do now is I'll walk through. I've got an Aventador turning up a little bit later, so I'll probably film that when it arrives. But we've got some bits in at the minute. M2 Comp, that's been a bit of a mission. That one, it's one of those jobs that came in for software and then we've ended up finding all sorts wrong with it, and the car's just ended up staying with us. But we're nearly completed on that. Blackseries is here. Bentley next door having turbos. The 4 litre bi-turbo V8 is really common for doing turbos, so the guys next door at Coldridge will be sorting that one out. So I'll take you around some other bits, show you around the cell. Right, workshop side of things. Got the Blackseries back in. It's having a few checkovers. Mercedes have had it back in. They ended up doing some updates and they messed up a couple of modules, so that's been out of action for a couple of weeks. The car is obviously now back to us. Mercedes have sorted all the things that they'd messed up, so it's back with us, but it's back with us for a couple of weeks because I think Raz doesn't particularly need it right now, but then we can actually finally finish off the main video for the Blackseries with like the Super Sprint exhaust and everything going on. Here is the M2 mission. This one's been, so customer's done some mega miles in it, and we basically found out that the it was running as someone else's tune. We got it in. First thing you always do on these S55 engines is I check the charge coolant, and there was none. So basically, front charge cooler rad had failed. I don't know how long you've been driving it around without any charge coolant. That's obviously not great. The turbo seals, these engines are really common, sort of anything after 35, 40,000 miles. It's common for the turbo seals to start going. So we've had the turbos remachined, rebuilt, recartridged, and it's done in such a way that apparently it should prevent it from happening again. So I think what they mentioned is really from factory, the OEM turbos are possibly a little bit too small for the application, like physically, and they end up suffering because of it. The issue is, got it all back to stock, found loads of software issues with it, which we spent a whole day yesterday recovering. Now, because of that, because now everything's factory resetted, everything that had been messed with the firmware has been reinstated, it means that if there was any unlock performed, that unlock is now gone. So the ECU, as you can see, everything's off. ECU is actually bolted underside of the inlet manifold. So that's going to be my job for today, is to get that re-unlocked, put a base calibration on, turning everything off, because the OPFs have been removed and it's running sports cats. So yeah, got that to do. Yeah, so that's pretty much this side of it. When the next time the dyno cell's empty, I'll probably do a dedicated video on explaining the reasoning for the design to our cell. So you back the car in, we extract all the air out of the back of the room. We made dedicated blower arms specifically for mid and rear wheel drive, rear engined applications, because obviously the cooling systems are in a lot of different places for cars like that. Not everything's at the front, some of it at the front. Auxiliary coolers and intakes and everything will obviously be at the rear. Beautiful. So what we found with the charge cooler rad, when we took the wheel arch liners out, the venting that's in there, so that obviously the air passes through the front of the car, through the radiator. The heat is obviously, it's a heat exchanger, so the heat is exchanged and it's got to go somewhere. So they put slats inside the wheel arch liner, so that heat has obviously got somewhere to go. That arch liner rubs against the cooler. and ends up splitting it. So, hold on, let me spin you around. See? Here, 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 here. It just wears it away. And that's obviously what causes them to leak. Now, I put a video up just as an Instagram story. Obviously, we wanted to see where exactly it was leaking from. So I added a bit of coolant to it. And obviously, it was just coming out like a waterfall underneath. I put a video of that. I had 2 separate people message me with M2 comps saying, oh yeah, mine did that. And this other guy was like, yeah, mine did that, and then new cooler. So obviously, it's an issue. One of the lads who works with us, he works at BMW. He checked all the systems to see if there's any, if BMW have released any instructions on if this is an issue or how to sort it, and they've got nothing. So they're obviously changing these coolers, because that's 3 now we know of. It seems to be common, and BMW are just like, no, nothing to chat about there. So yeah, that's always an interesting one. But we'll get this one back up and running for the client. Turbos are sorted. What else did we do? All new gaskets all round. Obviously, new charge cooler rad. And then as far as software goes, we've done a full coding suite on it. Put much better transmission calibration on them. They're still a little bit kangaroo-y, so that will obviously help with that. And then our calibration, and we'll do all the things like, obviously, OPFs are no longer there, and sports display recalibration, speed limit, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that customer obviously will be over the moon because he'll get it back. He does so many miles in this thing. I think he's done like 40,000 miles in a year, so it's like that level of mileage. So you got to make sure the thing's tip top for him. Yeah, so that's where we're at with that one. I'll probably do a little bit of a walk around of the Aventador when it turns up. Also, Mark at Redlines just messaged me. He has got the Huracan STO on test from Lamborghini, so he will probably be around in that today as well. So maybe we'll show you around that a little bit as well. So yeah, catch you in a sec. Here is the poorly Bentley. Yeah, it's really common. I will probably get John on camera soonish to explain what happens with these. I think Audi have had a recall on this particular engine, but for some reason Bentley still haven't recalled. So yeah, these are really common for turbocharger failures. I think it's to do with oil starvation. I think there's some kind of pickup gauze or something that blocks, and then it ends up starving the turbos, and obviously the turbos fail. Yeah, so I'll probably, look at that, to get to everything on a Bentley, look, everything has to come off. So yeah, whereas John, absolutely, he thrives on jobs like this. This is absolutely his forte. Here we go, guys. Aventador is in. We had a couple more tricky issues with that M2. It's taken a little more time to sort out the software side of things than we had hoped. But Aventador's in, gorgeous colour. It's having its pipes put back in. Customer has had them ceramic coated. This was done by that firm in Malden, not far from us. Is it Malden Shot Blasters? Yeah, but look at this stunning thing. Yeah, look, to get to everything. Whole back end of the car off. I will post a video of it on the dyno. And you can hear this thing, because this is running that. It's a Japanese company, I believe. Is it Brilliant or Star Dropper? They're the ones that sort of worked out how to get these Aventadors to scream more like Murcielagos. So, yeah, basically, when that is all done and finished up, I'll post a video of it on the rollers, because the thing, honestly, the thing will scream and it will just shoot massive flames. So, yeah, you guys will love that. As far as everything else, that's probably where I will wrap it up for now. will be a little bit of a late one again tonight, just finishing off this M2, and I will post some videos before and after of the GT Blackseries, because the difference with the exhaust system is incredible. So it's running a full Super Sprint system with race cats and obviously our tunes, so the thing sounds infinitely better from factory. That's one thing everyone really complains about the GT Blackseries, is they just don't sound very good at all. Partly because they had to change, AMG decided to change the crank, so it doesn't snarl like the typical AMG V8s, but also because the exhaust systems that come on them are just really restrictive. So yeah, that is probably where we will leave it, and I'll sprinkle in some dyno videos throughout the whole video. So yeah, cheers guys.